and that you had an amazing afternoon. All right, so for today, we are doing our grade one English lesson on time and order words. So we're going to have to find out what is time and order words, and then basically we will take it from there. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to aplusstudents.ca. Once you go to aplusstudents.ca, and then you're going to log in with your username as well as your password. Once you've logged in with your username as well as your password, and then you are going to select the subject of language arts. So we select the subject of language arts. And then we go to grade one. All right, so now once you are in grade one, you're going to scroll down up until we get the chapter of time and order. All right, so the chapter of time and order, right? The lessons that we are going to be focusing on today is identify time, order words, and put the sentences in order, right? So we are basically going to identify time and order words, oopsie, and then we are also going to put the sentences in order. All right, let's start. So we are now first in our lesson on identify time and order words. Time and order words, right? It says that time and order words, it can show when things happen. So time, order words, it can help show when things happen. Some time order words, they tell that a sentence is about the past, the present, or the future. So basically tells us what the sentence is about, right? So the time order words, right, it can either tell us about the past, or it can tell us about the present, or it can even tell us about the future. For example, we went to the zoo today, right? So today means that it is telling us about the present, right? Because we went to the zoo today. So today it tells us about the present. Then tomorrow we will go to the park. So this is the future. So tomorrow it gives us the indication, right, that it's going to be happening in the future, which is tomorrow. Now we are eating dinner, right? That is happening now in the present. Even though we went to the zoo today, right? As much as you went to the zoo today, but if it happened earlier, then we can literally classify already say that it happened already. So it is now basically the past because everything or every hour that basically passes, we can then already say that that is in the past. So words like today, tomorrow, now, even this one that says we will go to bed soon. So today, tomorrow, now, or soon. These are all time order words, right? It show us when things happen. So here it tells us today. So it shows us that things happened. We went to the zoo today. So when did it happen? Today. Tomorrow we will go to the park, right? It shows when things happen. Tomorrow it's going to happen because tomorrow we're going to the park. Now we are eating, right? When did things happen? It's happening now. And what are you doing? We are eating dinner, right? And we will go to bed soon. So soon indicates when we will be going to bed. So that is what we call time order words. So time, order, words. So just to go over it again, time, order, words, they can help show when things happen. So time, order, words, they can help show when things happen, right? And words like today, tomorrow, now, or soon is an indication or is already an example of time, order, words, right? And we said sometime older words they can tell us either about the present, about the past, or about the future. And things like today, tomorrow, now, soon, these are also an indication of either showing us that it's happening in the past, present, or the future. Okay, some time order words they put things in order. So sometime order words, they put things in order, right? And how do we mean when we say that they put things in order? They put things in order by, for example, saying first, then we say next, then we can use words like then, finally, things like that. Firstly, right? So first, I got out of bed, right? I got dressed next, or next, I got dressed. So next, it happened after first, right? So you got dressed after getting out of bed. Then I had some food. Finally, I went to school. So this is in order of how this person is getting ready from the time that they're getting up to the time that they are going to school, right? So first they get up, then they get dressed, then they have some food, and then they go off to school, right? So these are some of the time order words that is put in order, right? So we can't just say I got dressed and then I got out of bed and then I went to school and then I had some food, right? Because that is not in order of how things happened, right? And remember, we said the time order words, they can help show when things happen, right? And this is an indication, right, of the order in which things are put together or how things work or how the person gets up in the morning to the time that they're going to school. So that is time order words, right? And that is put in order. Sometimes you can also put certain words in order and you can even put it alphabetically, right? So it doesn't have to be like first, second, then, you understand? It can also be where they ask you to put words alphabetically and then you need to first put the words in order of the alphabet. So the first word of that sentence, right, will indicate what letter or what word needs to come first, and you need to go according to the alphabet. All right. Okay, it says find one time order word. So we need to find one time order word. They will eat ice cream last. They will eat ice cream last. We need to find one time order word. They will eat ice cream last. And remember, we said time order words, right? They can show us when things happened, right? So when things happen. So in this case, they will eat ice cream last. When will they eat ice cream, right? And then the answer would be last. So last is our time order word, right? It tells us when things are happening. It tells us when they are or having ice cream, right? So last, right? So yes, is the time order word is last and it puts things in order. So if we say it puts things in order, then it is, for example, things like first and then, second, last, or lastly. Okay, so now we need to find one more time order words. I saw these paintings before. I saw these paintings before. So we need to choose a time order word within the sentence, right? And the time order word, it can show when things happen, right? It shows when things happen. I saw these paintings before. So now it does not give us first, second, third, today, tomorrow, lastly, soon, right? We need to try and find out what word or what time order word shows us when things happen within the sentence. I saw these paintings before. If we select a word or time order word within that sentence, then we can maybe say it is before. So when did you see the paintings? We saw it before, right? So the time order word is before. So before is the time order word, and it tells us that the sentence is about the past because I saw it before, right? Saw, did see it already if we were to put it in simplest terms. Did see it already. I saw it before. So the word before is our time order word, and it tells that the sentence is about the past. And remember, we said that time order words can either tell us if it is the present, past, or future, or it can even tell us when something happens, right? And also, some time order words, they put things in order. And if we say put things in order, then it is words like first, next, then, finally, and so on, right? That is putting things in order. The little girl plays with with the kitten first. The little girl plays with the kitten first. We need to select the time order word within that sentence. The little girl plays with the kitten first. We need to choose the time order word within that sentence. Oops, sorry. And remember, we said time order words. It shows when things happen. When things happen. All right, so if we look at the sentence once again and identify the one time order word, the little girl plays with the kitten, sorry, first, right? So first is basically our time order word. So first, right? And first, it puts things in order. So first, then, lastly, last, and so on. Secondly, thereafter, those are all time order words. And here we once again says that the time order word is first and it put things in order. So the things that is put in order, we can say these things like first, next, then, finally. That is like putting things in order. And then we have time words that basically tells that the sentence is either about the past, present, or future. And that is when they use words like before, today, tomorrow, now, soon, and so on, right? But overall, time order words, they can show when things happen. All right, let's go next. We need to find one word or one time order word. Yesterday, we fed the ducks in the park. So, yesterday, we fed the ducks in the park. We need to choose the time order word within that sentence. All right, so if we were to choose the time or the word within that sentence, yesterday we fed the ducks in the park, then we can choose the time or the word being yesterday. So yesterday is our time or the word, and it is a time or the word that tells us that the sentence is either about the past, the present, or the future. And yesterday, which means that it tells us about the past, right? Because yesterday happened already. We are past yesterday. So yesterday is our time or the word, and it tells us or it tells us about the sentence that is either in the past, present, or future. And in this case, yesterday we fed the ducks in the park. It tells us about the past because it happened already. All right, we need to find another one time order word. Pet will feed her kitten next. So Pet will feed her kitten next. We need to choose one time order word within the sentence. Pet will feed her kitten next. Next. All right, so if we were to choose the one time word within the sentence, then we will say it's next. Right? Because next is the time or the word that tells us or basically puts things in order. And when we say put things in order, then usually we start with firstly, then we go on to next, thereafter, lastly, right? So next, it is a time or the word, and it puts things in order. And when we say put things in order, then we can say this first, next, then lastly, for example. All right, Pat will ride his horse later. So Pat will ride his horse later. We need to choose the one time order word within that sentence. So Pat will ride his horse later. So if we choose a one time order word within the sentence, then we can say later, right? It's like asking yourself, when are things happening? Then you can say that he will ride his horse, but he will ride it later. Because later it gives us the indication of either the past, present, or future. Right? So later must still happen. All right, so Pat will ride his horse later. All right, so now we are going to our test, right? We're going to test ourselves on identify time order words, and we're going to begin the test. All right, we need to find one time order word, right? So we need to select the one time order words. My friends will pick apples later. My friends will pick apples later. We need to find the one time order word. Is it later? Is it apples? Is it will? Or is it friends? My friends will pick apples later. All right, so we are going to identify the one time order word, and then we will say it is later. So later is a one-time order word. Tomorrow we will ride our bikes to the park. So when is it tomorrow? Is it ride, will, or park? Tomorrow we will ride our bikes to the park. So we're going to choose tomorrow, right? So tomorrow is a one-time word. So when is this going to happen? It's going to be tomorrow. So tomorrow we will ride our bikes to the park. And well done. Well done if you have tomorrow. Will Seth take the train to work soon? Will Seth take the train to work soon? And the options that we have is train, will, soon, and take. We need to find the one time order word. Seth will take the train to work soon. Is it train, will, soon, or take? All right, if we look for or if we identify the correct one time order word within the sentence, then we will say it is soon. Soon. Well done. Soon. Now Seth has two turtles. Now Seth has two turtles. We need to choose the correct time order word. Is it turtles? Now, has, or Seth? All right, so if we were to select the one time order word, then we will then choose now. Right now. Yesterday we fed the ducks in the park. So we need to choose between the options of yesterday, fed, ducks, park. Because they just want us to find one time order word, only one. So yesterday we fed the ducks in the park. So yesterday, which is Friday, fed, which is ducks, which is park, which is. So yesterday can be any day. So if we were to choose a word, then we can say yesterday, right? So when did you feed the ducks? When did this happen? It is the same as asking yourself, like, when is this happening or when did it happen? Because that will give you the indication, it will give you the word, the one time order word. So in this case, we can say it is yesterday, right? So yesterday can be any day. It can be Friday, yesterday can be Wednesday, yesterday can be Sunday, yesterday can be any day, depending on your time and your time of day. All right, so yesterday is correct. Let's do one more. Janet and Paul will wash that dirty truck tomorrow. So Janet and Paul will wash that dirty truck tomorrow. We need to choose one of these words. Is it wash, will, dirty, tomorrow? All right, if we select the one order word, then we will select tomorrow. So tomorrow. And if you chose tomorrow, then that is correct. All right, now we're going back and we're going to put the sentences in order. So we need to put certain sentences in order, and before we do so, right, it says put the sentences in order. The time order words and phrases can help you, right? So it can basically help you to put the sentences in order. We should get ready for our picnic today. First, we must find the picnic basket. Then we can put our food in it, right? This is now in order of how things happen, right? So they're saying that the time order words and phrases, they can help you, basically help you to put things in order. And there we have an example. We should get ready for our picnic today. So when, which is today, then first we must find the picnic basket. Then we can put our food in. Lastly, you understand? These are order or sentences that is in order. These are words that and phrases that can basically help you or help us, if we should put it like that. Right? So we should get ready for our picnic today. So today is in bold, right? First, we must find the picnic basket. And then we have another one that says, then we can put our food in it. All right. The sentence about the picnic must go first. It tells what the story is about, right? So, which means that you need to be accurate as to what the story is about in order to put it in order, right? In order of how the flow is, either if you are going to submit it for someone to either read something, that is if you are giving a written when or a written when something happens. All right, so now the sentence about the picnic must go first. It tells what the story is about, right? So we should get ready for our picnic today, right? So which means that they are not ready. The picnic is in whatever time. So we should get ready for our picnic, right? Then we say first, we can find the picnic basket. Then you can either say secondly or you can say then, depending, or you can just say lastly. Then we can put our food in it, right? So time, order, words, it tells us what the story is also about. And in order for you to know what the story is about, it means that it needs to be in order, or we can say in a chronological order, right? All right. All right, look at the ones that we see in front of us, right? It says to tell a story, sentences should go in order, right? So if we tell a story, then remember your sentences, it needs to flow. It needs to be in order, right? We cannot start with the ending at the beginning, right? And we cannot just start with greeting, for example, like saying hello at the end, right? There's a certain way, for example, that you need to do things. So basically, to tell a story, sentences should go in order. Time, order, words can help show when things happen. Then sometime order words, they tell that a sentence is about the past, in the present, or in the future. And here we have a few examples. We went to the zoo today. Today, right? So today is already our time order word. Then we can say tomorrow we will go to the park. So there's basically two sentences, or let's say two time order words or sentences within that sentence or within those words that we see over there. And it is today that we've identified, and we've identified tomorrow. So tomorrow we will go to the park. But today we went to see the zoo, or we went to the zoo. Now we are eating dinner, right? So which means that the word, the time order word is now. So the time order word is now and soon. So now also gives us an indication of present, right? Something happening now. And then we will go to bed soon, right? Sometime order words, they put things in order, right? So they put things in order. And then here we have an example. Firstly, I got out of bed. Then I got dressed next. Then I had some food. Finally, I went to school. So that is the time order words that basically puts things in order. And when I say put things in order, then it means that it starts from the beginning, which is first or firstly, to finally, which is the end. All right, we need to put the sentence in chronological order, which means we need to put it in the order which is, I think, yeah, what is first to what is last. All right, so the first sentence that is given to us, right, is then we can put our food in it. So it's not a sentence per se, right? We can basically say it is a phrase. So then we can put our food in it, right? This means that we need to put the sentence in order. So if we put the sentence in order, right? Remember it says then we can put our food in order or in it. First, we must find the picnic basket and we should get ready for our picnic today. So if we put it in order, then, for example, we can say we must find the picnic basket. Then we can have first or firstly, we saw or we must find the picnic basket. So first, we must find the picnic basket. So we first, actually first is first, then, right? So we say we first get ready for a picnic today, then we go to first, and then we go to then. So if I should write it down, let me rather write it, then we can say it is. Let me put the numbers next to it. So if we write it down, and then we can say it is, we should get ready for our picnic today, which is first. Then we can say first, we must find the picnic basket, which is second. And then we put our food in it, which is third, right? So that is the order, or the time order words, right? It is in order. Because sometimes they will jumble up sentences or words, right? And that is not in order. It is not in order. So then you basically just have to put it in order, right? Okay, so now to tell a story, right? Oopsie. So basically, to tell a story, sentences go in order. So which means that sentences go in order, right? In order for you to tell a story. Time and order words, it can help show when things happened. So it tells us when, right? When things happen. And remember when we ask questions like when does things happen? It doesn't specifically have to be a time or date, right? We can use words like today, tomorrow, later, right? Those are but a few time order words. And to tell a story, sentences should go in order, right? Because remember, if you tell a story, then somebody needs to follow what you are saying. So your sentences needs to go in order in which you are saying it. Because if it doesn't, and then it means that they're also going to treat that sentence or what you're saying accordingly. Time order words. And then we have time order words that can help show when things happen. So time order words, they can help show when things happen. And some time order words, they tell that a sentence is about either the past or the present, or it can even tell us about the future, right? And if we look at an example, we went to the zoo today, and tomorrow we will go to the park. So if we were to identify the time or the words within that sentence, then we can identify it as today, we can identify it as tomorrow, now, and soon. And in some time order words, they put things in order, right? Some order words put things in order. For example, we have first, I got out of bed. Then I got dressed, which is mixed. Then I had some food. And then finally, I went to school. So these are also words that is either put in order or words that tell that the sentence is about the past, the present, or the future. Right? So some words they can tell or show things that happened or when it happened, right? And to tell a story, sentences should go in order. All right. Last week, let's look at our example. Last week, Mr. Chen's old truck stopped running. Tomorrow, he will start looking. Now, he needs to buy a new one. So, we need to put the sentences in order. And if we put the sentences in order, where are we going to start? We can't start with lastly, or we can't start with tomorrow. So we are going to start with now. So we're going to start with now. So now he needs to buy a new one. And then tomorrow he will start looking. And the day the after, for example, it says Mr. Chen's old truck stopped running. All right. All right, so now let's go to the test. We need to put these sentences in order. We need to put the sentences in order. Last week, Mr. Tang's old truck stopped running. Today, he will start looking. Now he needs to buy a new one. We need to put those sentences in order. All right. Let's start with last week. Yes. Let's choose. It says, last week Mr. Tang's old truck stopped running. Tomorrow he will start looking. Now he needs to buy a new one. So is it last week first, then tomorrow, then now? Or last week Mr. Tang's old truck stopped running. Now he needs to buy a new one. Tomorrow he will start looking. All right, let us choose anyone. Right? So we chose the one that says first last week, then last, then tomorrow, then now. We need to put the sentences in order. After work, we watched TV. This morning, Stan biked to work, which means that if somebody says that they biked to work, then it means that they took a bicycle to ride to work. So they were riding to work with the bicycle. So that is what it means when they say they biked to work. He was at work all day. So after work, he watched TV. This morning, Stan biked to work. And the last one is he was at work all day. We need to choose the best possible answer that shows that the sentences are in order. All right. So we're going to put these in order, right? So if we put it in order, once again, it says after work, he watched TV. This morning, Stan biked to work. He was at work all day. So there is two options that we need to choose from, right? The first option says, is it this morning Stan biked to work? He was at work all day. After work, he watched TV. Or this morning Stan biked to work. After work, he watched TV. He was at work all day, right? So sometimes also what can happen is when we put words or sentences in order, it can be very tricky, right? It can be very tricky. Because just when you think that you are putting something in the, let's say, in the correct order, and then you are not, or vice versa, right? All right. Let us just choose anyone, right? If we choose this one, right, that says first this morning, then he biked to school, and then it is the last one. It says Mandy will swim and ride her bike every day next week. This summer, she learned how to ride a bike. Last summer, Mandy learned to swim. We need to put these sentences in order. The summer, which is there's two options. The first one is this summer she learned how to ride a bike. Mandy will swim and ride her bike every day next week. And then last summer, Mandy learned to swim. Or is it last summer, Mandy learned to swim? This summer, she learned how to ride a bike. Mandy will swim and ride a bike every day next week. All right, let's choose. We're going to just choose anyone, right? So we are choosing the bottom one. All right. So that is basically words that are time in order or that shows time in order. So it's time in order words, right? And it is basically put in order of either time, right? And it can either show us the things in the present tense, past tense, or in the future tense, right? And these time in order words, it actually tells us when things are happening, right? So when things are happening. All right, so that is now the end of our lesson on time and order words. You should have an amazing evening further. Goodbye.